well, with the greatest respect, okay, and I understand where you're coming from,
yes.
so, and I don't want to argue with you on that basis.
You don't have to.
But don't you also think that and you mentioned it, but it was just a fleeting comment, and I know how you communicate.
Yeah.
So I know that you deliberately decided not to spend time on it.
Yeah.
But the comment made by Mensah, in view of winning an election, is one that is very dangerous. And I think we cannot gloss over that, because if you say, and for a person such as him, at the time when he was in active service, the things that he said he wanted to do, or perhaps, he thought he could do for the party to win an election, to the extent that he makes the statement that, election be mafia work, tells us that if he had been given the opportunity of being the IGP, the mafia work would have happened. So I don't think we have to gloss over that and fleetingly discard it as though it's nothing. With the grace of respect.
Your Facebook Live is not working.
The Facebook Live is not working. I don't know why. People are complaining. Yeah, people are complaining.
Kwame, I understand what you're saying.
It's on now? Or they say it's on now? Please go ahead.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That we should not just gloss over that statement that with Dampare, we cannot break the 8. But I'm saying, with whoever, it is possible that with whoever,
you will break the 8.
We still cannot break the 8. It is possible. And it's also possible that with Dampare, we can break the 8, and with whoever, we can still break the 8. Yeah. Look, when he says that with Dampare, we cannot break the 8, I mean, it depends on the interpretation that one gives to it. One can say that he was talking about the fact that Dampare was biased against the NPP. And therefore, he felt that given the opportunity, he will be neutral. And when it comes to neutrality, NPP at any day can be the NDC.
I think it was so clear what he said.
No, you see, it wasn't so clear. But you see, even with what you are saying, that he was thinking of doing some machinations, and then giving the MPP.
And cited examples. He said, have you seen what happened at Asenov? So it's clear. But
that you see, but that is not treasonable enough for anybody to say that, somebody was thinking. He has not committed any crime.
So the people who said that they were planning, thinking, motive, motive.
No, but in this case, if given the opportunity has not been given. So it is not right. And you don't incarcerate, or you don't, what do you call it? We don't take somebody for a blame for something that has to do with that has to do with if. You get what I mean? A conditional. That has to do with conditional. If I were given, I would have done this. You were not given. And somebody said that because you said if I were given. So if you were given and you were not being given, why do you prosecute me? Why do you think that a matter should be treasonable? That's what we call it is not even ripe at all.
What led to the closed door conversation? Why was there a need for the closed door conversation if that you are referring to, was not intended to be when? Or if to Mensah should not have been me, as opposed to if, just conjecture, but actualizing the conjectures. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not getting it.
No, you are getting it.
Yeah.
The thing is that
they
sat in a room, and you are saying that it was just mere ifs and buts.
Yes.
That if he were the IGP, XYZ,
he was given the opportunity.
Yes, XYZ.
He would have done. He would do ABC.
Yes. So if we are saying
and he has not been given the opportunity.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So that was why the meeting was necessary, to be given the opportunity, so that in 2024 he will be able to execute that which he would not have been able to execute because of the if.
Yeah,
that's the point.
And then I get it. Yes. But you see, when we talk of crime, you might have committed a crime. First of all, or you conspire with certain people, and all those things, or you are about to even commit the crime. In this particular matter, I don't even, you see, in this, there's no cause of action. If anybody want to prosecute him based on what he said, there's no cause of action. I mean, there's no even preparation. So you don't even know where to handle if you are to, you know, prosecute somebody for saying that, or for lobbying for a position and exaggerating his abilities. For all you know, if we had given to be given the position, he would have done worse.
We do not know.
Aha.
Exactly.
So and you see,
we do not know. We will take him,
yes,
by his own words.
Very good. And you see,
yeah,
what he said,
yes,
is not also clear cut. Everybody has to put interpretation to what he said. It depends on the interpretation you put on it. And another person to but the law is not like that. The law is not there to listen to people's interpretation. The law is clear cut, and that's the reason why it is predictable. It is clear cut what you have done or what you intend doing, and these are the punishments prescribed for it. So if somebody says that, oh, given the opportunity, maybe MPP will break the 8. Somebody will say, how would the MPP break the 8? Given the opportunity. Then everybody will now be putting his or his. The law is not about giving people's interpretation. It's about what you have done. But
interpretation.
And then the evidence to prove what you have done.
Fantastic.
Or intend doing.
Fantastic. What is the evidence? What is evidence? Evidence must support a fact.
Evidence must support a crime committed.
No, but the thing is that you...
Or to exonerate you from a crime.
Yes. So that the statement that he made could be evidence to the events which occasioned that Ayaw Asuwego. The statement that he made could be evidence to support a claim against him in respect of the Ayaw Asuwego.
You know Ayaw Asuwego.
It's not
very good, very good. Let me tell you something.
So that's why I'm saying that.
I want to ask you something.
So I'm saying that.
I want to ask you, it cannot be evidence, because that is the reason why I ask you. Ayaw Asuwego, you know very well. Tell me, in history, that an NDC has ever won West Wagon when MPP is contesting the elections.
Was it about winning an election?
No, it's about breaking eggs. He was not talking about breaking legs. He was talking about breaking it, and I also was.
What machination?
We have always broken every eight.
What is machination?
No.
If
did he use did he use
mafia work and mafia tactics? What is it?
So mafia is about.
But the police, what mafia work can they do?
Police don't have intelligence.
In an election,
don't they do intelligence?
In whose favor?
They do intelligence in the favor of Ghana.
In the favor of MPP, because the guy has told you in a meeting that if Dampare is there, MPP cannot break the 8. It was the central focus of the conversation.
Do you know that if MPP cannot break the 8 unfairly, if it's happened that MPP failed,
but who in the police administration?
For all you know, maybe he think that by being fair, MPP can break the 8. It is possible that what you were talking about.
I cannot conjecture. We are basing our arguments on what he said.
Yes. And so you have your interpretation. I have my interpretation.
I'm not interpreting.
Okay.
What I am doing, I'm not doing any interpretation here. What I'm doing is that I am regurgitating what he said on the tape. And every well-meaning Ghanaian who cares deeply about the democracy of this country will agree with the fact that the guy wanted to bend the rules in favor of the NDP.
That is your interpretation.
In 2024. That is because if you say that who has come out apart from him to say that Dampare is not conducting himself well, or Dampare is biased, who?
No.
Nobody has come out to say that.
Or people for that one.
I have not heard.
People say. People say it every day. I don't want to agree with those people.
I have not heard.
People say it every day.
No, but I have not heard that Dampare is biased towards the NDC. Nobody has said that. I have never heard it until this gentleman came and said that.
Some people say it. And other people also say otherwise.
Mention their names.
Oh, a lot of people.
Exactly. Mention their names.
Either way, mention their names. A lot of people said. He arrested MPP people. The time that he was arresting MPP people, MPP people, like some of our ministers,
in the history of this country,
MPs and all those things.
Some
of our people were saying those things.
Let's not argue. In the history of this country,
yes.
In the history of this fourth Republican dispensation,
yes.
This MPP administration, okay, this particular MPP administration, the police has prevented people from demonstrating more than any other regime.
No, can you tell me
More than any
the
other
regime, how many times, and this particular one, how many times?
How many times did the NPP conduct go on demonstration in NDC's administration? So there are countless number of examples to give. People can actually even say that party is more NPP than NDC.
But nobody, me,
Okay,
I have
so
not
if
disagree
somebody
with that.
says this, I don't want us to. Let me come to because I think you have a rigid mental.
No, I don't have it
because Saka,
yeah,
because
I'm listening to you. You are not
man.
convincing me.
Saka, if you are married,
Yes.
and then me and Prince will go and have a conversation about executing you.
Executing?
No, killing you.
No, don't use that. Don't use that.
For example,
those people
example.
were not planning to execute
Okay,
him.
fine.
So use a better example.
Fine. Even making you impotent.
No, that is still bad.
that is-
No.
What is it?
No.
Making you impotent.
Just say that. No. Just say that. And you people are gossiping about me.
How is that?
It was a gossip.
Listen,
It was a gossip.
Is this what you want to use in practice?
Okay, so Kwame, you see, we have a sad period as a people, and let me start this conversation by saying that I think this is my first time getting the opportunity to discuss this tape issue since it broke out. And when the leak tape issue came up first, the man who is supposed to be our minister for interior, in other words, directly working with the Ghana Police Service, he came out to deny the authenticity of that tape without recourse even to investigations. And that is Honorable Ambrose Derry. I remember when this news first broke out.
Oh, I'm not cutting you. And I haven't seen anywhere that he denied the tip.
Take this pen. You take
Saka,
this pen.
let
He rather emphasized the parliament.
take-
that we're not going to remove the IG.
with respect, let him just advance.
No,
No,
you
I'm
take the
saying-
pen.
Oh,
I
no,
want
I
you
don't
to
need the
write.
pen.
I
I
don't
have
want. So don't
I don't have.
don't
a pen.
interject. Okay, fine.
I have a pen.
In the floor of parliament, he once again belittled the rumor that was going on about that tape. And he stated emphatically that that tape was not authentic. And for me, I think today as we speak, he acted very dishonorable and very dishonest, because you were supposed to be the one directly in charge of it. And he should have been careful not to quickly rubbish the rumors that was making the rounds. But significantly, Kwame, what this tells us, it goes to confirm the general perception that the NPP as a party forming government under Nana Akufo-Addo's leadership is politicizing all our state institutions. The level of politics that this government have introduced in our state institutions is a sad thing, and we should all be worried. You know what? It is not for nothing that we have the three arms of government: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. The executive is political. The legislature is political. Now we have one that is supposed to be intermediary and serve as a watchdog between these two, and that's the judiciary. Even there, the NPP party and government, they've done everything possible to politicize that institution too. And it's creating a lot of worry for any well-meaning Ghanaian following the development of these issues. You come to look at the Electoral Commission. For the first time in the history of the Electoral Commission under this republic, President Nana Akufo-Addo and the NPP appointed a well-known NPP man, activist, to the Electoral Commission, Dr. Appiah Hene. And it created uproar. people spoke that Abba, this was broad day, I mean, naked interference into the activities of Electoral Commission. Look, today as we speak, somebody can say, oh, Kwame is NDC, Kwame is NPP, depending on where the person is sitting. If President Nana Akufo-Addo asks you to go and serve at Electoral Commission, maybe the cry will be very limited, depending on where you are standing. But Dr. Piahene is just like my brother Salia, sitting here talking for NPP day in and day out, asking Salia to go and work as a director at the Electoral Commission. That's what Nana Akufo-Addo did. The NDC and other civil society organizations and other political parties in this country raised serious objections to that. President Nana Akufo-Addo did not budge. Today, a well-known NPP activist is working as a director at the Electoral Commission. Before this leak tape 10 came out, I have a very close friend at the Ghana Police Service. He shared a story with me. And in that story, he told me about the activities of COP Mensah. Honestly speaking, Kwame, I did not believe him. When he told me, I initially had my own doubts whether it could be that bad. In less than 3 weeks, the audio came out. And I remember my first conversation with him. He told me, I mentioned it to you. The leak tape, listening to it carefully, two things can be deduced from it. I don't know why Saka is just trying so hard to shift his eyes and his mind from what is real. Two things came out. That there was clear case of the NPP meddling directly in the appointments and promotions at the Ghana Police Service. Yes, directly.
How so?
I'll tell you. Two, there was another issue of alleged bribery and the high taste of our president's love for money. Because in the tape it came there, Burin Abu and the COP conversation, he said, oh, try and get something near the Akwa Koma president. It was yes, it was. Oh, it's also in the tape. It's also
the name president.
Why? Who does the appointment as IGP? Is it you?
Wouldn't I go and give president money?
No, I thought you were asking whom he said he was. The most important thing is that
we should be measured.
The most important thing is that. But you said here that somebody said the president was in his pocket. That was what Nyan Techiche said.
He was lying. Everybody knows that.
What is important is that these two things came out. That our president's love for bribery was on the high taste. And the level at which the NPP as a party was meddling in the appointments and promotions at the Ghana Police Service was also a cause for worry. In the first place, why did they go to what's his name, Burin Abu's office to have that conversation with him in the first place? And at the committee level, they admitted, especially in the case of Alex Mensah, that he actually went to him to intercede on his behalf for the president to make him the IGP. He admitted that at the committee level. Going forward, we should be worried as a people, but we all know that for you to be an IGP, it should come out of merit. And in most cases too, you lobby when there is a vacancy. If you don't have any ulterior motive, and if you don't believe that you could burn the wires, why do you lobby for an occupied position in the first place? Why do you lobby for that? Because To the best of my knowledge, IGP Dampare is nowhere close going on retirement. Why is Alex Mensah, or why was he lobbying for a position that was occupied by your senior? If not for treacherous minds. Apart from that, today the NPP is trying to force something on us that the conversation that ensued between Buri Nabu and Alex Mensah and his colleagues, that it wasn't in any way trying to inure to the benefit of the NPP, and for that matter, winning the 2024 elections. Salia and the NPP, let me tell you one thing. The NPP as a party can never, and I repeat this, can never win any fair elections in this country. That is why a card-bearing member of your party who is or who was a commissioner of police, well, he admitted to the committee that he is actually a card-bearing member of NPP, will tell everybody that there was mafia in elections and that with him it was possible for the NPP to break the 8, but with Dampare it wasn't possible. And he made reference to what happened at Assin North. Let's look at it. What happened at Assin North? The first time, I can say, within a decade or so, every interested party, people who are watching how our democracy is going, they judged the Bekwai, there was a by-election in Asante region, Kumau, and Assin North by-elections as the most peaceful in terms of security arrangement. That one is not in dispute. Let's ask ourselves this question. Who is in charge of the Ghana Police Service? It is Dr. Akuffo Dampare. That's what he did. And in the tape, your party man was heard saying that you saw the number of police he took to Assin North to go and do what? So what it means is that if he was the IGP, Kwame, if he was the IGP, he will not send those police there. He would have looked for uniforms for your party boys, like Azugu and the rest did at Ayawaso. He would have looked for your party boys, your invisible forces and those people, and give them police uniforms, give them police accoutrements to go and intimidate people at Assin for you to win the elections. That is what Dampare did not do. And that is what is motivating him, or was motivating him at that time, to even call for the removal of IGP. And talking about the biasness of Atachia as a chairman of the committee. But before I come to that, there was another drama where the police council, led by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, held a meeting. They held a council meeting and agreed to interdict the officers that were involved because of the kind of revelations that came out at the committee level. Less than 24 hours. Where the powers came from could only be the president, Nana Akufo-Addo. Those interdictions were reversed immediately. Because Bawumia is the head of the police council, and he is directly responsible for the activities at the police council, even though the IGP also plays a critical role there. The council take a decision with the vice president, who is the number 2 gentleman of the land. The decision is reversed in less than hours. The only person who could reverse that decision is the president. And let me conclude by saying
Conclude.
I'll do that, Kwame. Atachia's biasness, I would have wished, I will not call that committee useless. I will not describe their work as useless. My wish would have been that the committee shouldn't have been made up of parliamentarians. Are you getting my point? We could get different.
Like Saka.
Saka, in the first place, said the committee is useless. So let me put that one aside. We could get different people because
maybe it is so because of how you describe it now.
You know, there's a second tape which is described as a backup tape.
The in-camera one, the one they listen to.
In camera. Before the tape was played to the committee's hearing, the chairman of the committee, in the person of Atachia, granted an interview with the media and said that that tape was doctored. That is prejudicial. And for you to be chairing a committee and make such prejudicial comments, it's worrying. Okay. And for me, I think that Kwame, in all these things, whether the NPP believes in any mafia tactics or not, as for the 8, they should even pray to finish what they have.
All right. Hey, you can say this one too is treasonable. Saka, let me allow you to respond to a few things. I think I was unfair to you in the allocation of time, so let me allow you.
No problem. Because it was like a banter.
Yeah. Proceed.
First of all, I want to disagree with my brother vehemently when he said that Ambrose Derry came out to deny the tape. Because in the first place, he wasn't the one in the tape. For him to come and be denying it. What he said was that at that time, we had not verified the authenticity of the tape. And therefore, you cannot go ahead to attribute the tape to those people or give the tape that credence. Because that time, Burin Abu and all those people involved had not come out to say that, yes, the voices heard on the tape were our voices. So it is completely not out of place for anybody to say that let's wait for the authenticity of that tape before we can come to a conclusion. I don't think that the Interior Minister did anything wrong. And besides that, he said that whatever that it is, the president was, still committed to ensuring that the IGP stay as IGP. And that he was assuring Ghanaians, he said it on the floor of parliament, that the president is not even entertaining anything about the removal of IGP. And that he is assuring the public that everybody should be calm. I mean, if somebody says this, why do we come here today to come and say that, oh, he did something not to it? Never. Then he talked about NPP politicization of the judiciary and the EC and all those things. Massa, this is what these people did. Let me tell you, the NDC have always had that notion that the NPP has empaneled the judiciary to the extent that anytime they go there with their cases, they lose miserably. Never. You remember Justice Apao, who did the sole judgment debt commission?
Yeah.
Immediately after that, he was appointed by John Dramani Mahama as a member of the Supreme Court. Indeed, Justice Apao even has some dealings, some association with the antecedent of the NDC, that's the PNDC, in the past. But he was appointed into the Supreme Court. I'm bringing him along, even though I know a lot of things about other judges I would have said with time. But remember the petition, the presidential petition. Even though John Dramani Mahama, because Justice Apao was part of the 7. So if you are saying that, oh, people take decision at the Supreme Court based on who appointed them, based on them paneling and all that. Justice Apao, who was then appointed into the Supreme Court by John Dramani Mahama, voted. He was part of those people that you people call unanimous 7. Because he did not see sense in a lot of the things that you people brought to the court, and therefore did not want to associate himself with them. And this was purely, judicial work. It was purely law. Whatever that they do there, they do it based on law. Whether or not the person is coming from the fold of the MPP or was appointed by MPP or NDC. So if today, the NDC tells us that, because some of the people were appointed by Nanado, that is the reason why they vote in certain way. When President Mills and then John Mahama were vice president, and even subsequently he became vice president, they had lost all the cases that they took to court, even under their regime. Because these people are, you see, they don't give, they don't focus on details. They are people who don't care about the law. They only care about emotions. Indeed, when Professor Mills was in power, I used to hear people say that, it was Professor Mills who came and said that, it's a lie. When Professor Mills came, he prosecuted close to 15 people from the MPP, and he lost all of them. The judgment debt, the what do you call Ghana at 50 committee, Rokubrobe, Kojo Mpienim, all those things. Asamoah Barton, the wife, the NIB matter, the rice saga outside. They prosecuted almost everybody, and they did not get even a single conviction. So these are the people who come and sit here and say that, the MPP is politicizing the judiciary. What judiciary have we politicized? What judiciary have we politicized? You talk about bribery, that Nanado love money. Do you think Nanado, as president, will wait for Buguri Nabu to come and bring him money? I mean, sometimes when we are even lying, we should be measured.
Very well.
We should be measured in some of the... Let me finish. Let me come. I beg you. I beg you. He talked about why would the IGP be in office and somebody would be campaigning. People know that, the early bird catches the worm. I don't know what he knows. I don't know what he knows, outside the public domain. It is possible he have heard something and therefore want to take a step forward. It's possible he might hear that the IGP himself want to resign. I'm talking about possibilities. So you cannot sit here and say that, you should just wait for the person to be removed from office before you start to be lobbying. I'm saying that lobbying is not a crime. You can lobby. The only thing is that if it is treasonable, if you go and say that, let's go and kill Dampare so that we can get the opportunity to be appointed. That is treasonable.
No, but this one I think you can make a correction. I said that I'm just careful not to interrupt.
No, you take the pen.
It's not only killing somebody, Kwame. It's not only planning to kill somebody. That is treasonable.
No, I'm not saying that is the only one. I'm just saying an example.
Guys, thank you very much. Let me read a few messages and we're out of here. KOD, the MPP guy is not ready to understand the issues at stake. My JSS lecturer, teacher, Mr. Odro. Good morning to you, Mr. Odro. I trust you are doing very well. Very good morning to you.
Very good morning to Mr. Odro too.
Mr. Odro. Yeah. And I have a few messages on Facebook. Let me try and see if I can read a few of them. Where are the messages? Anyway, I can't find them. But yes, thank you very much, Press. My time is actually, I've exceeded my time. Yeah, I know. Thank you.
You see, Kwame.
Just a minute.
Just a minute.
Please.
This our president has shown a lot of insensitivity to the people of the Volta region. And I think that it is not the best. Look, you remember the Ketu South disaster that was caused by the sea and all those things.
Mm-hmm. It happened during your time. You didn't go there.
No, we are talking that who didn't go there.
It happened several times.
What is important is that incident happened, and throughout, the president did not even utter a word, not to talk about paying them a visit. The same thing happened to his vice president. Now, this particular issue, I have a problem. This one we cannot say is, you remember when there is this spillage of the Bagre Dam, which we don't have any control over. It does a lot of havoc to us. This one is ours. We control the spillage and all those things. I think that the government really slept on the job or the managers of the dam slept on the job because it shouldn't have caused.
Yeah, it has happened already. I think we are. You see,
no, but you see, it's becoming too much.
No, I agree with you.
It's becoming too much.
At this material moment, what the people need is not the. It's not the,
yes, but we have to look.
So that's why I'm saying that Pan-African Television is embarking on this.
We will have to.
The producers of the morning show. I agree with you 100%. The producers of the morning show
not the best.
must put something together so that at least we can get some small momo from people and we can support the
But you should do that.
Yeah, the producers will handle that. The producers.
Then you give them the concept and then.
I've given them the concept already. So.
So my 1 minute.
No, you get my Sisala West.
My time.
I know Sisala, very important.
Yeah.
My Sisala West chairman, who is a brother. Chairman Faisal, he watched
Why
your
the MP?
program.
The MP is not your brother.
Good morning to.
Oh.
Good morning to.
You see how
mysterious you are.
Greet our MP.
Subaru is not he's my member of parliament.
Yes.
So Chairman Faisal, good morning
no,
to you.
the MP too. I beg you.
Honorable Mohammed Suparu, your friend is playing mischief here.
Why are you going to contest him, Subaru?
Now I'm from West Central.
So you contest
Rashid.
You contest Rashid. Your own man, your grandfather. He's kept long.
No, but she the only person that can remove Rashid from that seat
is Mukhtar.
We are not talking. We are not talking about. Hey, we are not talking about Rashid Popo.
Who can turn in the NDC? Nobody can remove.
Umu can turn her head down and walk.
You are your time. Let me take my 1 minute.
Because you've introduced.
Let me take my 1 minute. Let me greet Abugiri. He's a policeman. Yeah. He's very competent policeman, and he has been watching this program all the time. Fantastic. And sending messages all the time too.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but Kwame, and okay, he disagreed with some of the things I said. He cried. I don't even know where I can place him, whether in DC or because he's a fine policeman who sometimes agree here, sometimes disagree here. He was at Kotobabu police station. Let me see Kwame. You made me to forget what I wanted to say.
Have the 1 minute,
let me see. He talked about the vice president. He said the vice president, they took a decision together, and then later on it was reversed, and nobody, the irresistible conclusion he can come out with is that the president reversed it. I mean, how? How can you come and sit here?
So is the interior minister that reversed it, Salia?
Please.
Is it the interior minister that reversed the decision that was taken by
the first decision? The first,
you are trying to tell us on this that decision was taken without Bawumia.
The first decision didn't make sense.
Let me talk.
Somebody, listen.
Let him talk.
Some group of people have been hauled to a committee. Remember in 2009 when Professor Mills and the NDC failed miserably to get conviction for PNM and Co. It was as a result of and even the Yana matter that they took to court. It was, and later on now, you see, I don't want to even go to the, what we are hearing from the North, the NDC former MPs saying all manner of things. I think that it doesn't bring peace to this country. I am saying that when you bring people to a committee or a commission, they swear under oath to be truthful. And then they bring certain evidence that cannot be used to prosecute them in court. Then based on what they are saying, then you go and sit somewhere and write, we are interdicting you. And that was the reason why. It was reversed. That was the reason why whoever took that decision. I don't care whoever took that decision, but I'm saying that it was a bad decision, and they themselves duly reverse it. Don't come and sit here and then attribute it to somebody else.
Thank you very much for your time this morning. Saka, thank you very much. Thank you to the viewers for watching today's edition of Good Morning Africa. My name is Kwame Usudanso. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.